Yeah, your love is a drug, you can hate or love it. Even haters love it, try to play you from it. With a data puppet, you can later judge it. Break away from the pain and razor blade will cut it. Yeah, they wanna take you from it, make you pay their budget. Out of where you go, there's no way from running. Later cuddle, she stole her heart, put it in her cup. Gotta go, on a go, she won't stay for nothing. Try to cover it up with a bandage, leaking tears of blood from the damage, moving out away from their advantage. I will find a way out from the static. I'm fed up with the madness, strip him to the bone, woolly mammoth. I'm a fan of phonetics, a phantom and a fanatic. Habits got me running down the tunnel of blackness, vastness, attracted to what I couldn't have, and it's tragic. How it really feels, but nothing matters. Sadness, the hurt will burn away with all the ashes. Daggers, cutting out a couple level status. Baggage, buried away with the painted package. Lavishly living it with within the mansion, we lamping in the courtyards with the carriage, careless, cherish the canvas, prepare it to perish, repair what they bear with your marriage. Is a drug, couldn't get enough, nearly lit the whole city up, wrote to India. Really, she telling me she a ghost and a friend of ya. Is she really there or is it rare schizophrenia? Hit me up anytime, down the ride, giddy up. Falling while I'm coming down the funnel, can you pick me up? Is this really love? Gas, we can hit us. Listening to little doves cry while we splitting up.
We're just waiting for DEFI to join in. Hello. All right, today. Turn off this music. All right, today, a very special guest, as always, DEFI. You know, he's been doing a lot of great things since I came across his music, because I listened to his music before I started rapping, before I even started going by Indigenize the World. I found this artist when I was living in Gallup, New Mexico, you know, and during those times I didn't have my identity, I didn't have my long hair, I didn't have much of anything to call my own, you know. So luckily it was my sister who came across his music. You know, they came to town and they had a show, and this show was in Gallup, New Mexico, and my sister came across his CD. I listened to the CD, and it was Definition Rare, you know, him, DEFI, and Wake Self, rest in peace. And ever since then, I followed his music. Luckily and thankfully, you know, music saved my life. And unfortunate tragedies, traumas, you know, in my life, you know, getting shot was one thing too. That's when I met this artist, and he, you know, through my journey of music and healing and trauma of getting shot at 17, I came across him. We went to a youth leadership gathering in DC, and there's many movements across the world, across the so-called Americas, and we started engaging and learning about discussion about decolonization. And so I met this artist, Defi, Chris, and I'll never forget, how real this man was, because, I believe just like 18, I was 18 and I barely started walking from getting shot. My leg was all fucking weak, and so it was like my first time out in the world, walking again from getting shot up. So I was like, my mental state, physically I was okay, but my mental state was still like no good, like still in the gangster mentality, still in that just lost, no culture, no nothing to really tell myself I did this for myself. So I found him in his music, and we're standing in this conference center, and this is just a story before we start, just to show you how real this guy was. I was 18, and he was doing his thing, in DC, and I met him. We were standing. Some elder was talking about the prophecies about this world at this time, and it was good just to kind of like listening to all this stuff. But I was like kind of like cracking a joke, like, dang, this is all on us now, like there's no time to something. I can't remember what I was saying to him, but he knew at the same time I was hurting. I was hurting. I was like in a bad state, and I don't know how they knew that, but they felt that, And after we're hearing this elder talk about the prophecies and whatnot, and of where he's from, and how the world is changing where he's at, and the trees that are growing back never grew, and since the ice was never there, so his people spoke of these trees, now they're growing back. So it was pretty heavy stuff on our shoulders, walking out of this conference room. And then oh, there we go, Defi. But yeah, he was standing there, and then out of nowhere he just came up to me and he was like, yo bro, if you ever need to if you ever want to talk, let me know. I'm always here for you. And I don't know how he knew that, but that, like, man, I was about to cry when he did that. Telling you, this is the guy that inspired so many people just like myself. But that was like a story of how I came across Chris, and then his music first, because I was a young guy in Gallup growing up. So listening to like himself, Definition Rare, that's what kind of inspired me to keep going into this music, keep going, deep diving into, my identity as an indigenous person through the means of hip hop. So, and here's an established Native artist who's doing that, who's been doing that since I heard his music. And I shared a story before you got on, Def, that how I met you in DC, and we're sitting in a conference room with Wake Self, rest in peace, and we're cracking jokes. And then I don't know how you knew it, but I was going through some hard times during that. I was a young 18, bro, and you pulled me aside and you said, hey, man, if you ever need someone to talk to, let me know, bro. Just let me know. I don't know. Like,
I remember that.
Man, it was, yeah, I remember that. And that's when I was like, wow, these guys are real. Not just as artists, as native hip hop, but as a human being, like man to man. Like, this guy understood what pain is in a young person, who's trying to do better. And then, like, here's a helping hand, here's an extended hand. Like, I'm here for you, man. And that was like something I'll never forget about you as who you are as a person, brother, and how real you are and how honest you are with your work, your craft, your music, and how far you came since I've been following you, bro. It's amazing to see that you persevere. You'll have another message, another concept to introduce to the world of, say, hey, let's look at it this way. Let's take a step back and let's take a new look at things. When I listen to your music, I can see lyrically you're always challenging the listener.
Thanks, bro.
No matter who that listener is, bro, you're challenging them to listen Did you hear what I said? You like, wait, what is this? The metaphors, you know, the schemes, you know, the melodies, not just the visual concepts too. They're very deep, meaningful to you as an indigenous person. How you represent yourself. You know, you've done a lot, brother. You've done so much during these hard times, man. What you have something to present to the world, bro. And this is the project you came out with, man. I know you've been through some hard times, you know, the loss of Wake, the brother, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, so I know you got something to say, brother. And 'cause I've been listening to the music all day, man, you know, so preparing myself to kind of
Thank
like, well, what made this album, bro? Into the unowned, you know, what's
Yeah.
that message?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, brother. Like, I was just reminding myself of that time that we did all meet out in DC. That was an amazing time. We met so many other fam back then. I think it was at the Power Shift. We were so much in a vibe that I think all of us we accidentally skipped like the Roots concert because we were like ciphering on our own in like the hotel. And I was like, damn, why did we skip that show? Because it was a free show. But like, no, we all met there and like got a chance to really connect back then. And looking back from then to now, it's been such an amazing journey. And like, yeah, I just actually been writing a song right now to commemorate Brother Wake, and it just took a long time to process. It's it's been like a couple years, but it still hurts every day. But I mean, a way for me to like think about ways to heal. What's been healing, like, just has been working on these songs for him. So the last album is like a little bit, the first song is like the intro. It's kind of like I want to consider it like the intro, almost like a portal opening up with Smokes beats. He produced a lot of our albums for the last couple of years, but we looked up to him, still look up to him to this day for sure. But he crafted some amazing gems for us to like record on. And the beginning song on the new album, Into the Unknown, for those who don't know or haven't got a chance to check it out, it's available now. It's on links in my bio. And yeah, it starts with this song, and um it's kind of tough to talk about it, but the first song I started on the day that I actually found out about our brother Wake's self accident. And our sister came over. Her name is Robin Bird. She's also a part of the Jive and Scientist crew. For those who don't know about Jive, MC Runt is the MC from Jive and Scientist, and him and Wake, they grew up as little kids, like before Wake and I had met, like back in Fort Wingate. So their history goes way back. And so somehow she reaches out after I barely get back from a trip to LA, and we start the song. And I go leave to Azul to go have breakfast. And I get a message from, I just go to the hospital. And just from then on, I wasn't able to listen to the song again for a long time. But within about a couple months, my cousin Sage Cornelius, he's a violinist, multi-instrumentalist, and an, also, of course, family member too. So he laid some strings on it with his violin, and that helped me kind of like feel like, I don't know how to describe it. It's but I started to write over the beat eventually about a year later, and that's what the first song came out to be. So it's kind of like me. The album itself is dealing with like me processing my emotions, thoughts, and just also trying to heal from just everything. And so the album is healing in itself for me in that way. But I also think it has a lot of other gems on there too, and some amazing guest features. I'm really thankful to produce music, still be able to put out music still too. Since the pandemic started, I've independently like pushed out four projects, two of them with my homie Ariano. He's also another producer I work with. So that's like the beginning of like we have a new album coming out soon too, as well. It's called Into In the Meantime. I guess we could talk about that in a bit. But yeah, that's just like writing a verse right now for Wake and just like and reminding myself of all the times back in Gallup, Shiprock, Gate, Tucson, Arizona, Albuquerque, like all the places in the whole Southwest, and just like good memories. Like I'm just like putting into these bars here, and so I'm just like thankful that we're talking right now too, because and brother, like yeah, like thank you for talking with me too, because even just talking with you it feels good, man. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, yeah, and that's tough. That's
In a
tough to
minute.
kind of
In a minute.
to go back on those memories. That memory's medicine now. You're turning that medicine, and you're gonna share it with us. Within this new
Yeah.
music that you're gonna be putting out, and that's as an artist. That's hard. That's hard. Because you're digging deep and you want to show that love. And I hope that it's healing for you, that process. And we're all waiting for that to come out. In his honor and his greatness. Because he was a great man. We all have to pay respect to how much you both have done for the state of New Mexico, for the Southwest, for hip hop, for the new Southwest hip hop scene. You guys have conquered and overcome and keep striving and showing the best of your abilities, and even more so when we next time we see you. And that's what, as me as an individual, as a hip hop artist, I've always known. When those guys go up on stage, bro, when Def gets on, Wake, the show's done, bro. The show's done, bro.
Oh,
These guys
bro.
gotta bring
Thanks,
the
man.
best, bro. Medicine, and that's because we know where you come from, bro, and everybody knows that. You guys have come a long way, touched so many hearts with the young people, and when I was listening to this song, man, this album, and I got that, bro. I got this is some heavy stuff, and so what song like stuck out for me was the track Ghost.
Okay, yeah, your
Yeah,
Ghost, yeah,
yeah.
featuring Gina Fontanella, aka Marie Font. So shout out to
Yeah.
her with on the chorus. She has an amazing voice.
Mhm.
Smoke M2D6 on the beat. I love that song too, bro. Sheesh. I think it's her chorus that kind of like spoke to me. Um, but she's actually been featured on American Idol too, so I'm really proud of her. She's now kind of gaining like a really big audience, so I'm really like proud of her to be able to like spark some waves of her own. I think she's originally from Nashville, but she lives in LA, so she kind of like. But anyway, yeah, that song there is yeah, it's one of my favorites. I'm glad you said that because like a lot of people tend to like low high or they like going up, and she's on going up too. But
Mhm.
that song Ghost I like the beat a lot, just like the guitars, just the way it's put out. It's like spacey kind of too, you
Yep.
know.
Yeah. It got some awesome features, man. A lot of awesome features.
Thanks, bro.
So, what got you to this message, man? This title, the unknown, unowned.
Into the Unowned is I know it sounds like Into the Unknown, but it's actually Into the
To,
Unowned. And
unowned. Yep. Into the unknown.
yeah, just because I've always just been like independent for one, and like I guess strive to just like make way, how it is out. It's kind of tough to be an artist out in the Southwest, but eventually, like you said, just keep going and going. Um, the opportunities started to happen, and but like um, a long time ago, looking back, like Wake and I almost were signed on, and we were offered like some money, but like we didn't take it. I don't know. I think it was just like the deal wasn't right or something. I don't know, but like in being unowned has always been like, or being like your own, and being unowned is like, I think feeling as an artist is sometimes it means a lot, especially because it's tough to be in the music industry. And oh wow, I'll call it. I'm getting a phone call right now, actually, from Mrs. Martinez right now. So I feel like the alignment is right now, but I don't want to exit the interview. So I'll recall her back. But shout out to the Martinez family, and shout out to our brother Wake Self. And so going back to it, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to get sidetracked, but
They track ghosts, man.
um, oh yeah, Ghost, and yeah, that's one of my favorites. I want to shoot a video for it. Sorry, that was surprised me there.
That's good, bro. It's good. I'm telling you, we're getting a lot of interference right now, so I'm pretty sure, wakes rakes around, bro. You know.
I feel like just getting to a point where I like can realize and just be okay with him physically not being here, but every day I he's in my thoughts and my heart and my mind, prayers, and that helps me too, just with each day, I guess too. So yeah,
Yep. Yep. It's another chapter in life, man. And I'm glad that you're healing. You're healing, and you're still creating. You still have a message for us. And with this album,
right.
I feel that message, man. Take care of yourself, bro. This is what you're saying, man. Take
Thank
take
you.
care of your take care of yourself, bro. And
Yeah,
mental health, bro. Like, if there's anybody that's going through it right now, like we all going through this pandemic. It's already hard as an artist before the pandemic, promoting yourself, getting yourself, established, business wise, everything on, so I'm sure it's hard for a lot of people out there. If you have a message right now for everybody, that for the creators, can you give any inspirational words for them? Keep them their vibes up for the day.
yeah. Shout out to Wani too, out in Nigeria, tuning in too, Niger fam. Um, so yeah, I just for all creative artists out there, I just encourage every creative artist to just to keep creating for one, because I mean, for artists and brothers like Wake Self and myself, we just loved it so much that it was like a healing. It was therapeutic. It was like something that it was like almost like a, I don't want to say a great escape, but it was a way to transcend like being stuck in a room or in a place where we might not be able to get out of physically. Like sometimes it's hard to leave a reservation as a creative artist. Depends on where you come from. There's so many variables, but being in your creative zone, I think helps so much in many different ways, and like building on the skills will help out too. So putting in a lot of time and effort is sometimes what it really takes, because I didn't reach success personally like right away. It took like many years. I tried to try different things to like through hip hop. We tried to paint, we tried to dance, we tried to get down, even DJ a little bit, but like I tried to find something that I was good at and try to be involved in the culture, and also so MCing, wordplay, rhythm, like percussion, like just being involved in something that I loved was what fueled the 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 drive, I guess, to make it through the obstacles and bob and weave through any type of situation that comes your way. So I think it's good to freestyle too as an artist, and sometimes let go of like overthinking sometimes when you get in that creative zone, because um, it allows you to take yourself to other different places that I guess your mindset could go if you're set to create in certain kinds of ways already. So yeah, also encourage other creative artists too to like you mentioned, like mental health and mental wellness. I mean, being a huge part of it. Yes, try to take care of your mind, your body, your spirit. Um, Try to sleep too. I mean, if, we're as creatives, sometimes we're workaholics. We love to just grind, and like it's a big part of being an artist or creative is just like going and going. But learn to like manage how you can operate too, because our bodies like are can only like take so much. I mean, I want to grind all the time, but starting to
Mhm.
learn like I got to pace things out, and especially with the pandemic now, it's important to be safe as a creative. So for me, I just like stay creative in my studio at home, that kind of allows me to still work online. So being creative nowadays is kind of cool because I've been reading about all kinds of ways to find ways to monetize but be creative about it. So I don't know. I'm trying to work on merch and different ideas. So I don't know. Things are changing so much right now though. So
Mhm.
I guess it depends on what medium of creativity you're involved with. But like I like to dabble with, and just be like creative in a lot of different ways. And so I apply the freestyle to like my life a lot. And sometimes I'm just freestyling my way through. But it's important to have a plan and to like be able to be prepared as well too. So some of the times that I think that were important for myself as a creative, like were were um, I wouldn't say depending on me being prepared because sometimes you just have to be in the moment and like um, Glenn Da Vinci said, just being in the flow. And I think that's like something that's important too as a creative. It's just like being in the flow. So I don't know. There's so many points and tips I want to give to artists and creatives out there, but
Tell him, tell
also just try to. But I'm not like I don't have all like all the
him.
answers for
Yeah,
everything. But like I
yeah,
just want, as far as inspiration and motivation goes, like I really just love what I do, and I think like if you do what you love, and you'll be able to like find ways to possibly turn a hobby into a lifestyle or into something more than a career even. And I think there's especially now is a good time too as indigenous artists or for really anybody tuning in to just be creative and try something else new. If you don't think it's working the way you think, there's other ways you can like make things work for yourself. But yeah, just try to tap in on a daily basis if you can, but don't force it.
yep, yep. That's key right there. Don't force it,
Yeah.
And if and because you never know. Sometimes you have to force it. Sometimes, but it's
Yeah, that's
definitely where
true
you push
sometimes.
it. Sometimes you got to kind of come back and be like, okay, why am I doing this really? Like, oh man, like come back to your center. You've been putting out so much. It's like, okay, it's like, where am I taking this now? And as like, I'm pretty sure a lot of artists, we do that. We tend to do that. We just create, put out, put out, put out. It's like, how are we? We have to have a plan, like you were saying, and that's good that you have that plan. You think we have to, a lot of young artists, young striving rappers, hip hop, no matter what you're trying to do and promote yourself, you got to have a plan. No matter how big it is, as long as you have a point A to point B, you have something. And it's not really the destination. It's that journey that you're gonna really learn as you get there. You'll you'll see what it takes. You'll see what it takes.
Yeah,
You see everybody else doing their thing, promoting themselves. It ain't easy. It might look easy because you're on the screen, you click, like, move on, whatever. But for the people that are putting out the content, that are putting out like music, fashion, movies, even just the creative content on YouTube, whatever it is, the Twitch gamers, it's like they're putting work in it, they're putting money into their craft, So you got to have a plan. You got to have your programs, like what are you going to use. You can't be afraid to not know. You got to find out. So you got to ask questions. You got to Google. You got to who you can ask, go ask them. If not, go Google it. How can I get recording? How can I get painting? How can I get my marketing? How can I get my social media outlets organized? Like I've been barely finding all that out. I've been using that link tree. I finally made a link tree account. Or whatever your website. You have your own website. You got to get it all linked up. That's how within this. That's why I'm using this Instagram to kind of keep the Instagram vibes up for everybody else because I know it's not really have the spaces to go out in the city. People can't make it out. So through the digital world, TikTok, all this stuff, So how as an artist are you going to put your music out there? You got to have your music out on all streams, right? And but that's just music. How you going to promote your fashion, your art? So you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan, and don't be afraid to step into, like unknown grounds. Because as Native people, the more we strive and the more we succeed, the more we're going to be stepping into unknown grounds already. We've already been facing those locked doors, but when those doors open up and you take these opportunities, you got to take them, and you got to be there and represent, and do what you do with love. Let that never change. Let that never change about your art, about who you are as a person, about why you do things. Let that love be the answer. So I'm glad everybody's feeling the vibes. If you got any questions, write them in the comments, and we'll try to get Defi to answer, and give this man his respects due. And this is how I want to pay respects to you as an artist, and let that be documented, and because you are an icon in the Southwest. And so is there anything that you want to do? And one thing that kept in mind was like, what is Defi? I haven't seen you on a movie yet. Have you been thinking about acting?
That'd be funny. As a kid, I thought about like doing acting, but I mean, I've been a part of a few like segments, but as far as movies goes, I'm only like been licensed on, I mean, this was just like for the love though, but shout out to Sydney Freeland. She just was she did this project a long time ago called Drunk Town's Finest. It's basically kind of
Yeah.
about Gallup. Anyway, like I got a beat and a track on there during the party scene there, and she recently approached during this annual event I kind of like co-founded. It's titled Grand Exit in Santa Fe. It's like kind of right around Indian Market during that time. It's just like to add an event and for music and showcase a little bit of other indigenous artists too, not just myself, but other artists. And anyway, like she came up and was really cool to talk to, and she did mention something about maybe getting a song in something in the future. So I can't say what, I can't say anything really, but that's the only thing I know. But it would be dope to get like on a show, it'd be cool to get like it's especially dope to see right now that people are like the new show on Hulu and like getting picked up for season 2. And now so many other projects too. That's just like one of so many others too. But anyway, yeah, hopefully though, bro. That would be cool.
Yep. I mean, you got to be shown, bro, and you got a resume to do so, bro. You got a lot of representation. It's always good. I'm putting that out there for a lot of people. Like get your, your native, you got acting or whatever. You got, like represent for the people. You never know. Like anybody's getting picked up right now. There's a lot of casting agencies out there. Go find them, and get your picture taken. Do whatever you need to do, and strive to get that acting. Get it going. Never stop, because the opportunities are out there. The opportunities are out there. Especially right now. And since you mentioned Drunktown's Finest, it was also on a billboard. If you watch Res Dog, it was on like a billboard, one of the movie theaters in
Shit,
the
really?
episode. And at that
Okay.
movie theater in that episode, it was featuring Drunktown's Finest.
That's such a dope, that's such a great allusion to for tying in your work into other pieces of work there, or tying in your body of work. So that's cool. That's really cool. That's there. What episode?
I have no idea. But I just noticed that. I was like, wait, that movie theater is playing native films. That's what's up.
Uh,
And it happened to be Drunktown's Finest on the features on the episode. But yeah, that's
yeah,
dope, man.
man. I love episode 3. That's my favorite one. What's your favorite episode? Let me ask you questions.
Oh, bro. I like this recent one with this girl, episode 6. I like her, bro. I like her. I like how they're going in depth with and they're building these characters' stories. That's for me.
Okay.
And I wish the episodes were a little bit longer. Just
Yeah.
saying,
True.
a little longer,
True. True.
But I love the stories, and I love how they're creating these characters. And have a story, have someone have like people to be drawn into of why they like this character so much. And I like
Yeah.
this recent character. I don't know her name on there, but well, I know I like her character. She's always, dropping
Oh,
the F bombs and telling
okay.
Skoda. But she was with her dad. She's hunting
Uh,
with her dad in that movie, and I felt that because I have a daughter now, and
oh, wow.
like
Man.
you know, as an artist, I can tell what they're trying to portray, you know, to kind of have that relationship, you know. And it felt good to kind of be like, oh, okay, I see what these guys are doing, you know. But episode 6, favorite one
All
so
right, I need to
far,
watch that. Yeah.
bro. You
We're
gotta
talking
gotta
about
stay with it,
Reservation
bro.
Dogs real quick for those who don't
Yeah,
know.
Res Dogs,
Good show.
and it's a good show. I'm glad you're watching it. What else have you been? What are you listening to? What in right now?
Uh, right now, like I'm just listening to a lot of instrumentals from, I mean, mostly instrumentals right now. I listen to a lot of rap, all kinds of different rap from like South, East, West, Midwest. I like to listen to overseas international rap too. I've been listening to a few other different genres too, just like going back into like some old funk records, some old rock. I like to just kind of, but I liked a lot of new rappers too. You know, I've checked out the new Nas album as well. I haven't peeped the new Drake or the new Kanye album because I'm tapping into my creative zone a lot.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna check those out. But The Alchemist, the producer, I've been listening to a lot of his beats for many years. I always dig his work. Because his beats are always like rappable on, like you could just rap on anything. But trying out different patterns and just different styles too, and just trying to like bring a little bit of more of like traditional boom bap on this new record with Percy Wells I'm doing. So like I've been listening to a lot of beats like that too. But I like fast beats, slow beats. But yeah, man, I get inspired a lot from other producers. Rock Marciano, like Griselda, I like those guys, like that, like gritty, laid back, like traditional boom bap style never gets old to me. But I do love like the new styles that are coming out right now, especially from up and coming artists. I listen to a lot of MCs though. It's hard to name them all,
Hmm.
but you know, back when I was coming up though, like I think I was inspired from the Southwest. We get inspired from all kinds of different areas. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah,
yeah, that's dope,
it's
man.
cool.
I'm glad that you're still listening to so many up and coming artists, bro.
Yeah,
Because
definitely. I
they
don't dig
need.
as much. Yeah, but
Yep,
still, I
yep.
like to. I just like what I'll do is I'll just like if there's anybody that's that rolling with me or someone that I'll just pass them the aux cord or let them like tap in on the Bluetooth and let them DJ. And all new artists is like are a lot of artists um are played there for sure. And I'm always like, who's that? Who's that? And then from there I'll just start. You know, that's how I dig now. I guess I'll just let other people play music.
Yep. Hey, let me ask you this question. What was your first show, bro? What was your first show you ever got on stage?
Oh snap! This I got to give a shout out to DJ Cedro or DJ Cedro from Goligi Productions. A lot of us look up to him like sort of like the Cool Herc of our res or something. He was like one of the first DJs who really had turntables and threw jams for the community. And a lot of times they were free. And he brought like actual setups, like Jamaican speakers, like huge, like the actual like setups. You know what I mean? Of like true turntables and everything. And he had it all. And he was the first DJ who ever handed me a microphone and let me rap on like it might have been a Run DMC beat or a CL Smooth Pete Rock beat or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but he would open the dance floor too, and like to a lot of b boys and b girls who were uh, getting down on the dance floor. So the credit has to go to him because he was the first DJ who let me rap. A lot of times it was tough to get on back then. You kind of like just was mostly like battles really and ciphers. It
Yep.
wasn't really like doing shows or venues. It was just like getting down on like just like on a just showing on a skill level, just one on one almost. But yeah, DJ Cedro was the first one, and then from then on, he would start letting like artists like Wake Self and myself get down. But he also brought out DJ Element and DJ Abel Rock. Back in the day, they used to have a crew called Versatile DJs, and together, I think those guys were the ones that really inspired us, and to like see turntablism actually go down. Cedro could blend in party rock and throw events and everything, but I didn't see turntablism um in the flesh, I guess you would say, up until those guys came out, and we were just like really young back then, and I was blown away by those guys. And I think after that point that we started to try to travel more and do more shows, but uh it was really the hip hop community, like the B-boys, B-girls, and writers, DJs, that opened up the venues for a lot of us, because um there wasn't many opportunities or places, so we'd have to go. People would rent out like warehouses or rent out buildings and throw their own jams basically, and they'd have a b-boy battle or b-girl battle with prize money and MC battles, and that would be our venue. It would turn into like a venue basically, and those were some of the dopest jams though. And even out in Window Rock, like if you go to Window Rock, the sports center there, that's a historic, legendary venue, because they would have like some amazing events there. They people would Abel Rock would bring out some of the world's best practitioners. You know, you can't bring out everybody, but he'd bring out like Z Trip, he'd bring out like B-Boy Ruin and like Remind, a lot of dope artists back then, Sour
Hmm.
Patch and Kids, and I'd see a lot of the best dancers there. That's where I met some of my best friends there too, were at those jams. But locally in Albuquerque, eventually my first show probably was thanks to I got to give credit to Speed One, because he was the first one that was really like hosting a lot of the events and opened up venues for us, and kind of like in a way pass the torch, because you know, it's tough to talk to promoters if you're like an artist that nobody knows of, and so like you can't really just get a venue. So Speed One was one of the first community members, MC, DJ, writer as well, and like he and just a great guy. He just was one of the first guys that allowed us to get on. And before you're 21, you kind of had to sign waivers too. So we eventually took over Bert's Tiki Lounge on Wednesdays, and kind of like had to sign waivers to get in for a while, because we weren't even 21 at the time. But I think we were still like hungry enough to, even if we weren't able to get in some of these places, we were outside ready to meet the MCs and ready to like just cipher really and just have a good time. So we were always attracted to like the mic and the stage and being a part of the culture really. The first show we've ever really did in LA, man, was like amazing, because we weren't even 21 yet. Like our homegirl who brought us out um paid the bouncer like $100 each, and we were on Sunset Boulevard. Yeah, just to get Wake Self and myself in, and we got to like share the stage with the legends like Micah Nine of Freestyle Fellowship, Fat Lib of the Far Side, Percy P, from the BX, Medusa, a lot of Project Blow artists were there that night, and I think like, and it was just amazing that Wake Self and myself, like not even 21, but we were able to get on stage and represent like in a small way. We did like maybe like a 10-minute set, but still like I got to see Medusa battle this heckler who tried to get on stage, and she just brought him on and like just tore him apart. And she really displayed like such an amazing, graceful, like, I don't know, she killed him with like style and grace, you know what I mean? And I was like amazed by that. But and it was crazy to see Micah Nine and one of the best MCs ever, style like innovator, like go up, and then Percy P, from the Boogie Down Patterson projects, go up, and then um, here we are, Wake Self and myself from Fort Wingate and Shiprock going up, and that was our first introduction to the LA scene, hip hop back then, and I was like kind of blown away that we were able to get kind of like snuck in to like to be a part of that. And I think that inspired us from that point to see like, oh wow, this is this is how this is how far it can go. This is like how amazing this is. Wow. Like after that, we were willing to drive out to like any open mic anywhere. And I think that's kind of what helped us gain more friendships and relationships that kind of created bonds and allowed us to travel further.
Well, what about like I know you, so that brings me to the question of what about what res like? What's you've been everywhere, bro, but what about the furthest? Like, dang, you're really like, because I've been to some res shows. I'm like, dang, I'm like way out here, bro. Like I'm way
Yeah.
out here. Like, dang, this is crazy. These people are listening to my music. They brought me out here. Like, what's the furthest res you've been through from your home, from Navajo or from the Mex? Like,
The furthest res I think was out in this place in Sitka or Juneau, Alaska, and I got to
wow.
perform. It was crazy. I got to perform for this school that used to be a boarding school, and the vibes were pretty heavy
Mm,
there because I stayed in the dorms, and it just looking at the old photos and everything was like pretty heavy how it looked,
yeah.
but the to perform for the students there was amazing because not everybody um was from a res, but they're from like villages, and they were some of their villages were as small as maybe like 10 people or less, and they come from places that are like just hop skipping away from the Russian border, but they're so far out and out there. To perform for them was dope. And there was one person who came out and had family from the Southwest, somewhere out in Window Rock or AZ or New Mexico, and I was blown away. I was like,
Wow.
could I get a photo with you? Because like I was like I didn't expect someone like a Danette, a tribal member out there, But it's amazing to perform for places like that out there. Even out in our res too, like a lot of places, people haven't heard rap before in person, so it's interesting and it's dope to like to know that there's people out there living their own ways of life without having to be, I don't know, introduced to all kinds of different media. They could just
Yep.
be happy on their own, and like
Yep.
it's cool though. So I try to just like when it comes to like rap and stuff, my personal like personally, I in those kind of spaces and areas, I try to like be respectful, and so I'm making sure I'm not like rapping about this or that. So I think that's kind of what comes with the songs too, or like how the songs get made up. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty far out though, like Sitka or Juneau. I forgot. You got to take a plane just to get in there. You can't drive out there. It's one of those places. But um, Etchka, I forgot the name of the school. Etchkrum, I don't remember. But yeah, it was cool to know that helped me out eventually too, though in the long run, like doing those shows out there and like talking with people, like even this like friend of mine who had to represent for me was like he had my back because I did that show out there. He's all, I used to live out there, so I got your back for sure for this. So I was like, damn, bro, like, that's cool. Like how like I didn't expect that, but in the universe and just like things happening for a reason and just giving thanks and good things coming for the like doing good things in a good way and like and sometimes good opportunities can come back in a different way. I didn't expect it, but I don't know, not too
Yes.
astray from it all. It's cool to talk about everything
Yep.
with you though.
Yep. Yep. I'm glad. I'm glad we can because I'm just trying. I try not to go over an hour with these videos, but we got about like 10 minutes left. But I'm glad that you highlighted that. You highlight one of my like trying to like keep communication going. You never know when people are going to have your back because you went to their res, you know some family, you know them, they know them. Like the native circles are not big, so keep
Yeah.
networking. You never know because you met this person and they know this person and they're gonna they take care of you. I mean, that happened to me plenty of times, So as a
Yeah.
native artist, you go to another res, make some relatives, man. Not just their network business, but make some long life term relatives because that's ultimately that's what we're doing this for, too, as indigenous people, like as a hip hop artist, like networking is more of just keeping our old ways going, like just keeping
Yeah.
our kinship, our family history is real, our like bloodlines keep connecting, our water, like how we connect with the rivers, we're still flowing, we're in that flow, we got to stay above water and keep moving, you know. And it's difficult at sometimes when we try to communicate and we're trying to get things done collectively, but like what we were talking about, when we come back with love and remember why we're doing it, things should probably hopefully fall back in place, you know. So, you know, we got 10 minutes left, Def. You know, if there's anything you want to promote, we got this album, Into the Unowned, you know. So you
Yeah.
guys need to check out this album, you know, buy it, you know, and show Defi the brother some love, help so he can keep creating. He's got many things I'm sure planned up for the year, the end of the year, you know. So if you guys see him, I know I seen a flyer. You're gonna be out in New York City. Shout out New York City. Check him out. All the New York relatives, you know, go to his show, support him, you know, and support him. Buy his merch, you know, buy his CD, give him some love, share the music, like the music, do what you got to do to help our native people. This, you know, this is why I'm doing this IG lives to help everybody that I can that wants to reach out, say, hey, I got something to talk about. Well, let's talk about it, you know? So if there's anything else you want to share, brother, you want to promote, let the people know, any final messages, message to the world, whatever you got to share, bro, I'll give you this time.
Give thanks, bro. Yeah, the new album Into the Unowned is available on all platforms. I think it's on Apple too, but sometimes they be lagging. But anyway, tap the link in my bio. There you'll also be given the option to stream some of my music videos. I have a YouTube channel that you can subscribe to with a lot of content coming soon, new albums coming on the way. I'm just working on a couple other projects as well, and excited about. And recently, going to be releasing a couple new videos as well with this new album, Into the Unowned. It's all produced by super producer Smoke M2D6. Shout out to him. And yeah, other than that, just I'm just staying productive. I got a lot of tour dates and upcoming events. So please stay tuned and also support the homie too, Indigenize the World as well. Support and buy his music as well and his merch. Shout out to you, bro, on the journey. And safe journeys to everybody to and from wherever you guys are traveling to. And much love to the family, much love to friends. And I'll be in touch. Check out the new album. There it is. Oh, and the album artwork is done by Lil Coyote. I gotta give him a shout out. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome, Def. I'm glad we had this talk. You know, I'm just trying to do these lives, keep everybody, you know, keep their day, add to the day. You know, this is something, you know, like I want to hear what you're doing. You know, thanks for the shout out, thanks for the love, man. But I just have to keep doing what, you know, we're going to have another one. Hopefully we'll have a podcast. Like, you know, you messaged me like, is it podcast? Hopefully take these to YouTube.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll keep it on IG. Hopefully I can bring
Okay.
enough presentation and we'll take it to YouTube and have those subscribers over there, you know. But you
You
have a
got
story
it,
to
dude. You
tell.
got it.
One day, I hope we get to have a movie based on your guys' life in honor of Definition Rare and Wake Self. You guys have contributed to so much to the Native community, to the music, to the arts, to indigenous arts. You know, you going into schools, public schools, high schools, colleges, you know, Indian reservation schools, and giving your message through the means of hip hop and the arts and indigenizing all spaces, no matter where you go, bro. You know, it takes a lot of confidence to do so. And I commend you on all your work, brother. Keep striving, and you know, as always, I'm greatness. You know, your greatness, brother. And I'm glad that I came across your music, and you're still continuing to make this music because we need you. We need it. I need it, and you guys need it also.
Bro.
So we're gonna end this live, and
Thank you, bro.
stay blessed today, brother. We'll see you soon.
Okay. Peace, everyone. Bless.
Safe travels. Yes, guys. That's Into the Unknown, Definition Rare, co-member, Defi, y'all. Y'all need to just tap into that. Maybe I'll play a track. You know, you guys want to hear a track? I'll play a track. I'll play a track. Uh, yeah.
play this. Gathering MCs. How about that? This is some fire right here. Yup, and if you're an artist and you want to promote, let me know. Hit me with the DM. We'll talk about your stuff, bro.
Generation, homie, we ain't fucking having that. Two choices, one, put your hands up or face on the floor like your boyfriend in a sweat lodge. Uncle Red Cloud, OG, triple quadruple with the fist of God, family down your synagogue. Southwest select next styles, flesh brown, catch red connect now. Mike check is death and red cloud. Welcome to the gathering. Bars melted from Adamantium into a champion belt from the battle. And we back again to go get it. Flow flipping the gold, liquid so vivid. Well, it's pumped, lyrics fitted, gold printed. Homegrown spinach, green chili roasting in the city of Oakland to the low trenches of my own village. The Southwest connections in the West Coast now. Firmly planted in my passion with my 10 toes down. From New Mex to Cal, I'm too fresh for styles. I keep on flipping over, gets the
Yeah, Red Cloud.
From Albuquerque to the Valley in Cali, swerving me down to get down dirty. We out of the town on earnings. Round up in rally early. This planet will not have mercy for slackers that want that action, but lacking the passion burning out. Fucking about to be stacking duckers to get my bands heavy. We rolling deep, this shit looking like a grand entry. Bunch of Nietzsche's war hooping cause they war ready. We can't help it, we born ruthless and more deadly. So keep it day job, kicking hits over baselines. I hit them between they eyes, I ain't fucking with they kind. Spit fire that napalm, these liars I may bomb. Ill rhymer who they bomb, get flyer and take off. Bangarang, we know to stay loud, get sliced into a bloody mist. That's a red cloud as I defy all opposition. Watching on the downfall of everybody out in bootlicking. Play my position. The brothers gave permission, so I'ma spit raps like they drive through a prism. Complicated, I made it sound good.
Alright, y'all. Hope y'all have a good day. Follow, like, share this interview. Follow me on TikTok. All the highlights I'll post it up on there. But I hope y'all have a good day. Thanks for tuning in.